Yes.
Record now. Okay, cool. So right at the top, basically top funnel, middle funnel, kind of the sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane, according to their awareness levels, right?
Yeah, like this, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bottom. And actually, you know what? Put it on column B to start, because on column A we're going to start writing kind of the other column, the other side.
But what do you mean, like this?
No, sorry. The top funnel, middle funnel. Do top funnel in B, middle on C, and bottom on D. Yeah, just move them over one.
Is that what you meant?
Sorry, give me just 1 second.
Yeah.
Looking at some.
You can actually also, we can modify this document together at the same
Oh
time.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a great idea. Let me actually go to it. Yeah, just share it with me. Perfect.
Oh, I don't know if I have you in this. I don't have you in this one. What's your email again?
Yeah,
I think that's in my other account.
Yeah, Andres, Andres. Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
there you
Okay.
go. There you go. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't quite finish writing the.
Yeah, the last one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. This is a great start anyway. So. Okay,
And
cool.
actually, I'm totally out of stock, so this is it's okay. I took down all the ads from
Okay, perfect. No, we're gonna basically pile up the storage, just like kind of like the name or the main plot of the story, just so that like you know which story it is, just so you can kind of recall them. Because what ends up happening is you write the whole thing, but then you kind of have to remember what you wrote and whatever. So we want to kind of almost like make a system for you to know, like, okay, which story should I use for like this case scenario, that you could kind of recall them very easily.
Okay.
So yeah, so the top of the funnel, again, just for review, it's all about the pain, right? They don't really understand yet what the pain is, what the main problem is, and that's why you're there, right?
Okay.
So what would you say, and this is where we start kind of drawing this, what would you say is, out of the stories you share, which one would you say was like a big moment where you realized you were doing something wrong, that you maybe had the wrong way of doing things, or you were in the wrong opportunity, or the wrong plan, or the wrong, and you have a few, but I want you to kind of tell me which one you think is the most.
There were, again, in relation to electronics, right? Or
No. On this one, just literally one where again you just accepted or realized something that you were doing wrong. Like specifically, it has to do with you accepting, like, I messed up.
Well, then for sure the whole audio learning bit.
Okay, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the strongest connection point.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So let's. What we can do is right at the top of the funnel, like under the top of the funnel, write like a title for that one, or write like a portion for that one.
Okay. So how about visual learner?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Now let's do the same for the middle. The middle of the funnel, it's people that already understand the problem, right? So now let's just, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be switching from like your hat of a marketer to like the hat of like Guido, like hat of a marketer to hat of like yourself, right? So just kind of like transitioning like that. So first of all, what's the solution, or the method of your product? I think you called it the dewire or whatever.
Yeah, dewire and conquer.
Yeah. So someone that is ready to understand dewire and conquer, it's someone that already understands that, yes, okay, I need a better way of doing things, that they already understood the message of the top of the funnel.
Okay, so we'll just call it that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And specifically when now like switching to the you as Guido, what story do you think was one that could, kind of exemplify really good what this, a time where you felt you found the solution, or you found like, oh my gosh, like I gotta do that, like, oh, like big light bulb moment, like I gotta do, like, this is the plan.
Probably, or when I was doing Orbis,
Mm-hmm.
because that's when, that was really officially my first project with Arduino, and I realized that like the way that Arduino is set up is kind of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that even in here?
Um,
I don't think I even. I think I touched on it, but I didn't.
yeah, I think you touched on it.
Let me see if I can just do. Yeah.
In there, yeah, in the conflict. Mm-hmm. Well, the Orbis story would go under the middle of the funnel.
Oh, okay.
Because it's still on the, kind of like, oh, I realize, like, that is the solution. Like, I gotta do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the Divide and Conquer was more for us to kind of understand how it relates to the marketing ad versus just the story.
Okay, so then explain the bottom piece again.
Okay, here. Let me make this a little bit more simple. Let me just write down a couple of stuff so it's easier for us to understand. Okay. Oops. Yeah, because then that way we can kind of take it all in consideration. Because what we're doing now is we're essentially mapping out, like, once again, basically the funnel structure you had with the PDF and all that. We're kind of like starting to recall some of that in as far as the creative, as far as the angles you've used, but now relating it with the story. Because what we want to do is we want to know, hey, how much of the story should you put, and where should you put it inside which ad? Because you're still going to have a lot of the creative where you're just showing how the thing works or what it can do. Like, you're still going to have a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
The difference now is that it's not just framed in, appealing to the left side of the brain, per se, or appealing to the logical, but it's now kind of also touching on the heart and the emotion, and just knowing where to put what story. It's also key. So let me just put in that. Frequency. What kind of frequency were you doing before? Like how often were you showing the ads too?
Well, that's always the thing which always confused me a little bit. I mean, it was always around 1-ish.
Mm-hmm.
The only time it ever went above 1 was when I was doing a retarget and the audience size was small, and in which case I kept it to about 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just then I set a rule for it to just shut off. But I guess towards the end I was switching to a reach objective instead, because that allowed me to that allowed better control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna probably do some different frequency for some of these ones. Okay, cool. On this one, we'll just kind of keep adding here. Maybe you can kind of kind of like, this is just one, but there might be 10 here.
In that one. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. Because what we end up gonna be doing is, and this is just kind of like marking the first and kind of like the first document of its kind. But really, what we want to do is we want to build an inventory of ads and different creatives for top of funnel, different creatives for middle, different creatives for bottom, but
gotcha.
but without the self-doubt of like, is this right in the bottom? Is this right in the middle? Or, should I be saying this? Should I be saying that? And so getting super clear on this is going to be really, really fun, because
Okay.
I feel you're gonna yeah, like even as you produce content in the future, right? Like you're gonna be doing some new inventions, some new stuff, but you'll know where to put it. You'll be like, okay, cool. Like this piece will be for middle of the funnel, probably be a retargeting, blah blah blah, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so I would put Orbeez basically here.
Wait, did you mean to put it there?
Yeah, I meant to put it here. Yeah, because you're saying Orbeez was one where basically you understood that, oh yeah, like I was doing it all off, but like you understand you had a problem basically, and you were open to a solution. You were kind of like, oh, I gotta do this instead, or like, oh, I understand. It's like you know.
No, yeah, that I know. Just like next to top of funnel, it now says Orbis instead of middle.
Oh, what the heck? Sorry. Oh, that's where I put it.
Yeah, I was. I gotta look.
Sorry. That's what you asked me. So my eyes weren't even there. You know, it's funny.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Cool. So yeah, let's keep going on this. For the bottom is basically like the fast lane, right? Like before they're ready to take action to actually buy, right? So it's kind of like that last step.
Mhm.
So they understand the pain, right? They understand the solution or the method that you have, right?
Mhm.
And then they're ready to take action. So out of the stories that you have, which one could you think of where it was that just like final, like it push you over the edge to yeah, to take action? That's what it is, right? It's like now translating into action. Like, you finally muster up the courage, or you finally, like after a lot of the struggle, a lot of that, that's kind of in the middle. It's all the struggle. It's all the like, oh, conflict, like building up to it. But bottom is kind of like, and they finally shoot the Death Star.
Okay, so actually, maybe then the dewire and conquer should be at the bottom, because then if you're talking about, okay, look, I'm more of a visual learner, and then I was working on this project and I was trying to isolate, um, my code from my hardware. That was really an Orbis story, and then after,
Yeah.
well, yeah, pretty much after
Yeah.
Orbis, I
Mhm.
created the Dr. Duino, so maybe that should be in that side.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. If you feel like it belongs there, exactly. And that's kind of what I want to build, where you kind of just start feeling it based on obviously like the tone. That's why I kind of put their tone, because, the tone here is very, is very structured here. It's very kind of, you're kind of like giving them a background of why they should care,
Okay.
kind of attention, like connect with them like quickly, that's the tone of that one. On the middle one though, it's more like building building rapport, you know um it's kind of like that ascending, right? It's like and if
Right.
you
Right.
were in a roller coaster. Yeah.
So, what might be cool there then is, my failed Kickstarter into that developing into Dr. Duino.
Hmm.
I'm not quite sure how to tie it, but
Yeah, we'll go into that. But yeah, if you want, go ahead and
yep.
put the, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, and then while you do that, let me put over here.
Oh, we can modify at the same time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. How you can, two people can just jump in and be doing
Yeah,
this.
it's awesome. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. So.
And just take a second to
Yeah, sure.
read this, guys, when you can.
Okay.
That's an average, the commitment level, but it's a good kind of standard to see, like, you know, at this stage, like, you know, when they're at the top, when they're at the middle, like they have different commitment levels, right? Like it's really hard to get someone right at the top of the funnel to watch a video for more than 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. You're saying that these are videos.
Yeah, like no, actually not just videos. It's actually
Or
the
the
amount of
story.
time, they're willing to pay attention to you or your content, whether it's a blog or a video or a photo or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So just so we get an idea, that's why usually when people jump on webinars that are like 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, like you're already pretty familiar, like you've gone through the process, you understand the problem, you want the solution, now you're ready to like understand like how does everything work, you know?
Right.
Even going back to your story of like the 3D printing, right? Like it's pretty crazy that you went ahead and like declared, and in the words of Guido himself, you declared a decades, what is it, a decade's worth of YouTube video, like any self-respecting engineer would do. I love it. It's great. Like see how it's sticking in my mind.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the key, right? So we want to move them to like from understanding their problem to understand the solution to be ready to take action and be like committed to fill the gap, right? So yeah.
See, the only thing, I don't know. I mean, all of the stuff that I've done so far, like whenever I put any sort of video or anything which is longer than 30 seconds, man, nobody touches it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because up to this time, they haven't been emotionally attached.
That's true. Okay, that fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like throughout this whole time, it's been, you know, just very product driven. You know, like remember when we did that whiteboard thing?
Yep.
Yeah, it was mostly like, you know, product, and you had like maybe like one of the of your process. And anyway, there were like a couple of different gaps. So when people exactly start connecting with you because they're like, man, like wow, like I'm a visual learner too. Yeah, maybe exactly. And so it's a cool story because it gets them to feel that it's not your fault.
Right.
And that in itself is a huge like confidence booster, that a lot of them is what they know, is what they need at the top of the funnel, I would say. You know, that story of you kind of like going from like really low, really like, you know, Mrs. What was her name that told you that you would never pass a test?
Oh yeah, Mrs. Kravitz.
Yeah, like Mrs. Kravitz, like screw you, Mrs. Kravitz, like who are you to tell me, you know, what I can do and can't do? Like get out of here, right? So that in itself is powerful, because then for a lot of people, it's not Mrs. Kravitz, it's mom, it's dad, it's brother, it's girlfriend, it's right. That's like, you can't do it, give up, like stop trying. You're always in your room doing all this stupid electronics. Like come, and the guy's like been partying too. He's like, man, no, like I know I have a gift here. I gotta do it, right? And so all of a sudden they face an ad, and it's like just you basically going like, yeah, and then Miss Kravitz like said this, or like the you know, I realized that and it's cool what you put, that you just realized, you know, that we're diagnosed, like falsely diagnosed, like 20%, or was it falsely diagnosed?
Oh no, my mom was
20%.
my mom was falsely diagnosed with some other illness. I can't remember right now, but for me, it was 20% hearing loss in both ears.
Yeah, and so a lot of them, again, like that's a powerful story, right? So throughout this time, exactly, it hasn't been like they haven't had this emotional commitment to the person of Guido, to the creator behind the product. So, but with these stories now put on, they will. And so it will fill the gap, because so far you've had a lot of sales of people that they don't care about the emotional connection. Why? Because they just get it. They
Right.
understand they need it. And it's kind of like 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
But most people are not like that. Most people are like, well, I love it, and therefore 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's the piece we're kind of trying to feel here. So let's just put one or two more below each one. What would be another story for top of the funnel to kind of help them realize that, hey, listen, it's not your fault. Like, you know, the system's rigged. Like there's many ways to kind of tell them that. But what's a good interest story? One that might get them to, like, I don't know, for example, you want to share, you know, a little bit about your background, and then when your uncle came, and like just, you know, deliver in a few lines that could be powerful at the top of the funnel, because they realize your origin story, a little bit of your backstory. I highlight that green part because I thought, you know, it would be really easy to literally start an ad with, like, you know, somewhere along those lines. He put the kid on the table and asked me if I knew what it was. I said no. It looked cool though, so I sat and hang out everywhere. Like literally, that could be like how you start the ad, and people just get sucked into this story. It's pretty crazy. I've seen it many times with you know, copy we've written, where it's just long format copy and people take action. It's converts great.
Interesting.
Yeah. Of course, you related after to, like, you know, and just like that feeling that I have about, because now you're basically just like infusing feelings to them. So you're like, yeah, and just like I felt this, or just like this happened to me, you're probably going through something similar.
Right.
And then they're like, yep, yeah, and it's like, and you probably know that feeling too, that black hole feeling, or that ice queen feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yes. And so by the time they get to the bottom of your copy or your call to action, when you're like, you know, and PS, like, download your this if you want to know what the deal with this, they're like, of course, like, no brainer. I want that same feeling too. Like, I don't even care. Like, what's the name of it?
Right.
Like,
right. Just give it to me.
Exactly. So yeah, pick one or two for top of the funnel. You think?
I don't, like, what would you suggest there?
Okay. I would suggest, go down a little bit on the internal struggle. Let me read that part there.
I mean, I guess I used a lot of this stuff as like an escape from having to deal with.
Yes.
You know, I used to spend a lot of time just building this wacky shit. I built this one thing when I was like 12 years old. Do you remember the I don't know, how old are you?
28.
Wow, you're really much younger. So do you remember the throwaway disposable cameras?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of them had the flash bulbs on them where you could remove them, right? I developed, I used to work in a photo lab. Anyway, so I saved up, I don't know, 50 or 60 of them, and I put them into this big sign, and I made it say Noel, right? And I, unbeknownst to, like, I didn't understand at the time, like, this thing called the RC time console, whatever. So I could never get them all to fire off at the same time, so that way it would say Noel. So it would end up going like ONEL, and then the next time it would be NL. It was just like kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Wait, where was I going with that? So, crap, that was in oh my God. Wait, well, crap. That was a good one too. Hold on, let me get back to the top of the funnel we're talking about, right? Oh, right. So what I would end up doing is, like, I spent a lot of time in the basement working on that just because I didn't want to deal with my idiot stepmother. So I kind of used electronics as a bit of an escape.
Boom. There you go. Is electronics your escape? If you're anything just like me, and you go into the story. Boom. That's a solid ass.
Okay.
Yeah. Put that at the top of the funnel. That's a great story. Yeah. Going a little bit and sharing how, you know, because again, like, one of the things that builds rapport, like instant rapport, is when the hero of the story, or, you know, the character, you know, goes through a hardship.
Right.
You know, you losing a parent and having a stepmother, come into your life, like that is being part of a, misfortune, and people
Right.
automatically say, oh, I feel you. I like you already.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Public tries to escape from.
From reality, I mean, whatever,
Yeah. Okay.
or from like, yeah, like external pressure, like family pressure, like whatever. Hmm.
Okay. Let me do this.
Oh yeah, so it wraps in. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, great. One more, last one, because one of the things I'm realizing too, because I'm chatting with a bunch of people that are running ads right now. I'm like, I'm coaching different people,
Yep.
they're like spending like heavy. And one of the things that we're realizing, and this is something I saw too in even one of the latest Gary Vee videos, and I was like, this is really interesting, is that Facebook is preferring or wanting people to go heavy on like multiple creative variations. And instead of you spending, let's just say, $1,000 on like one or two, Facebook rather have you spend $1,000 divided into 10 different ads with 100 each.
Oh, okay. Instead of
Yeah,
right. That way you can rotate through them.
exactly. Yeah, that
Yeah.
that rotation Facebook is optimizing, because here's the thing, like Facebook algorithm, let's just like go in a quick tangent here, because I think it's really important, because this is like a kind of hot update type of thing. Like Facebook is finding ways right now to customize more and more and more to the user, right? Like Facebook has had a lot of issues lately, like that has gotten in trouble, like a lot of money loss, because people have been just protesting. Like they're like, I don't want this ads, I don't want this, I don't want that. Like, why are you, Facebook, forcing me to see that? Like Facebook's in trouble. So they're looking for ways to adapt and be so much more customizable.
Mm-hmm.
And when you give Facebook not one or two creatives with one or two angles, but like 10 different angles, like 5 different stories, like 3 different, right? Like Facebook has more option to use its algorithm and say, this is more relevant for this person, this is more relevant for this person, and Facebook knows. And you win that way so much easier, because your ads go, yeah, they're stronger, because Facebook goes more for intent based marketing, not so much for the click or whatever. It's more like
Right.
the intent, like, is this actually relevant, like because this person's generally interested in this product, or is it not?
Right.
Like beyond clicks, beyond the pixel, beyond all that, it's like, the person truly genuinely cares about the product, or does it not? And sometimes one
Right.
creative might not be a good an easy measure whether that is relevant for that person or not, because you decided to use a picture that was super abstract, and Facebook can realize what the deal is. It's like, I don't know about this one. You know what I mean? I don't know if this, like stock photo that he picked, is relevant to this person, doesn't tell me enough. But when you give 2 stock photos, 1 video of you, 1 video of the thing, 1 just copy with a really cool image, like Facebook's like, and it figures it out, and it shows people the right ads at the right place. And that is powerful.
Okay. Yeah,
So having a lot of creative, like having, like, let's just say quickly, like 3 on top of the funnel, 3 on middle, and 3 on bottom, that are like your hero ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But don't just stop at 3. You can put 5, 7, like just tell Facebook to divide the budget in between those, and Facebook to do its magic, to show the one in favor and put more money into the one that, yes.
You mean that at the ad level, right?
At the ad level, yes.
Right. Let it fight it out.
Yeah, exactly. Let it fight it out, because you can of course get granular and split this, like 1 ad per ad set. Yes, that you do when you are now, like, when you have like 5 solid ads, and now you want to see, like, out of this 5, which one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when you're starting, don't go super granular on the split test. Let Facebook do its thing with, like, throw 5, 10 different creatives. Like Gary Vee was talking to a guy, and he was saying, like, why are you having trouble with your ads? And the guy said, well, we have like 12 different ads. And it's like, 12? That's great. He says, like, the same message. And he goes, Yeah, the same message, all 12 of the ads with like different like videos. It's like, that's the problem. Why do you have only one angle in all 12 messages? Have 12 different angles with 12 different creative. And the guy was like,
That's oh, I get. So I guess it's actually lower down in the process when
mm-hmm,
you start split testing, like headlines.
mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, it sounds like that's what it's getting at. It's like in the beginning you have to let Facebook fight it out, and then
Yeah.
after it fights it out, then go on and do split testing for the more granular.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also a little bit easier on you because it allows you to be free to like explore and be like, man, like I just had a crazy idea. I just had this new invention. What can I just pick up the camera right now and like, you know, film like a super homemade video, just literally going live and telling people what it is? Yeah, do it. Try it. It'd be one of your 1 of 5, 1 of 8, 1 of 10.
Yeah,
But that one could be amazing. And all of a sudden you're like, man, what a silly idea. I can't even believe this went viral.
interesting.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? It's cool because basically what Facebook just wants is more creative, just wants rich content, rich with stories, rich with cool images, videos, different. And that's why I put that cell that I want you to also like fill out the type of content, because you might say, okay, you know what, for the first story, I'll just have this creative. But on the second one, you're like, honestly, it's a hard story. I think it'll be really impactful for me to be on camera. And that might be the creative where I just kind of tell the story and at the
Mm,
end I just invite them to go download my PDF.
right. Okay.
Right. And then on the third one, you're like, you know what? Just a picture that purple one that you've been using, right? Yeah,
Yep.
use it. That's a great
Yep.
pick. But put that third story as part of the copy. Same call to action on all of them. That's why I put also if you scroll down on it, yeah, the call to
Mm.
action right there, so that you can tell me, okay, like what's the call to action there? It's the download PDF, right?
Well, that's where like I don't really know, right?
Okay.
I get confused with all of this, so that's where I need you to kind of like
Okay.
guide.
Perfect. So right now, basically, the opt-in is the PDF, correct?
So are we leading with the PDF?
If you have multiple creatives like how we're doing, yeah, I believe so, because you'll have enough different angles for them to, yeah, to basically just click on the one they want most. But ultimately, the first, you see, okay, let's reverse engineer. Let's start at the bottom. The bottom is the sales page, right?
Yeah, this is a sales page
Okay.
here.
Okay. Yeah. So let's write that down solid.
So so this should really be like a shop now.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Uh, it wouldn't be shop now. It'll be something like, you know, get your Dr. Arduino, or you know, something
Oh,
like that.
you're not meaning call to action as in the like what the button on the ad should be. This is like, yeah, more
Yeah.
abstract.
Yeah. I just mean like what's the headline on the Facebook ad, not the button, but the headline. You know how it has like a headline option.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
this,
Hmm.
so then maybe this should be.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. That's a better. Yeah. You know what? Thanks.
Um,
Which one do you
this
currently have?
as well. I'm not running any ads right now. I turned everything off
Right. But
because I wish to.
the last one, I guess, that you were using, that it was working.
Um,
Maybe if you want to open the PDF, I don't know if that would be maybe easier because you have them all there on the PDF that has the flow of the whole funnel.
it ended up changing from there
Oh, okay.
too much, and I ended up. I mean, it's actually in. Well, it's be easy just to see here.
Okay.
So let's see if we go.
so excited that you're such a good writer. I think you're
That's
gonna do.
good.
I think you're gonna do really well. Literally, that's been the missing ingredient, emotion.
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe we should look at all time, right? The
Yeah,
best.
yeah, the best one, the one that converted the most purchases. Yeah.
Yeah, this was during the trailer well and stuff. Oh my God, why is this so slow? I don't think it's gonna load. What is this thing doing?
It's weird.
Try that again. There it goes. This doesn't look right though. Okay, bigger ad spend. This one. The tinkering ad.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a great headline. Tinker with electronic. Like, have you always wanted? Because that is that's so real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So this should be.
It's very interesting because you have like you've been kind of like combining like certain headlines or certain like copy that I think I would have put on the bottom, or sorry, on the top of the funnel,
Mm-hmm.
and some other ones where it would be the other way around. But anyway, the have you always tinkered with electronics? I think that's a great top of the funnel.
This is top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was using this as top. Well, before I really knew.
Yeah.
So inadvertently, like I was just going straight for purchase and was leading with this ad.
Yeah, it's cool because what you ended up doing is you just ended up pocketing all the people that were like hot leads, like people already
Right.
were wanting to buy this and were like, yep, get it, and I think that's why it worked really well. But I think you could have this tied with a little story, tied with and not much text, literally just like double that text. Like that part is fine, and probably we can put a little more story, and you would have a solid top of the funnel ad. And instead of the call to action being like, are doing a starter kit 42% off plus free shipping, it would be the download PDF.
Okay, wait. So I'm getting confused because I thought we were on the bottom of the funnel here.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going back and forth. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Let's figure that one out first.
So
So I
wanted
wouldn't.
to see what was the best ad
Yeah.
for purchases, and it ended up being this one.
Yeah, it ended up being that one, but now that I'm seeing it, I want to throw that to the
top, which is fine.
Top. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now let's switch back to the top then. So if this is really so if I understand this right, this should kind of tie in with
one of those. Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. See, it's perfect. You're asking them if they want to tinker with electronics. You could use the electronics as escape. That would be a great title, and it could be just, again, very delivered simply in a few lines, like, hey, if you're when I was this and that, this and this happened, and I found myself working on these projects in my room. If you were anything like me and you always wanted to take it with electronics, I want to invite you to check out my 5 the 5 tips or your free PDF, basically.
I guess I'm still.
Yeah, tell me what's your where
I don't get it. I don't get it. So if we're talking top of the funnel, right, and we're using this. Sorry. This becomes a top of the funnel, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can just do a quick example of it, right?
For sure. Yeah, put that as the exactly.
Okay, and or the entire thing. Well, this is the bottom of it, right?
Yeah. For now, that's fine. Just put the.
But this isn't referencing the. Go away. This isn't referencing the PDF. This is referencing like the pure buy.
Yeah, the pure buy, exactly. And so what I would probably do is I would just keep the whole tinker with electronics parts. I wouldn't.
Okay.
hmm Yeah, like the get started with Dr. Arduino, like that part, probably not. Because that second line, the get started with Dr. Arduino, our Arduino kit is your gateway into Arduino. That is middle of the funnel. Because now they understand the problem, right? Because like that's your main thing. Like you always kind of have to come back to
Okay.
to that aspect, right? It's like the top of the funnel, it's very like problem, right? Like don't bring it a solution. Don't invite them just yet to go check out their Arduino because they don't even really know what it is yet because they're
Right.
stuck on the problem like aspect of it.
Okay. So let me just give me a minute.
Yep.
I was flash.
Mhm.
Okay, I can go into this, but this is
Perfect.
this is
Yeah,
the
that's what
flow
I
of it,
wanted.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? Thinking about it, I believe that yes, the call to action should be the PDF for you on the top of the funnel. Middle of the funnel, we'll just retarget them to build rapport, to build connection, and then on the bottom of the funnel, sales page.
Okay. Let me pull this open a little bit.
Yeah, maybe what I can do is just this. I'll put at the bottom.
This bigger.
There you go.
Okay, hold on. I think okay, I'll do something like. Why is this so weird?
What?
The text wrap. Oh, because I'm being dumb. That's why. Okay. Okay, so PDF download, retarget to understand solution, method, and process. But what am I retargeting them to? To the PDF again, or?
No, that could literally just be like page engagement or video views. You might not even need to be optimizing at that level for any specific action, because you're really just retargeting everyone that did download your PDF.
Oh, okay, so you're saying re-download. Oh, yeah, retarget. I'm just going to modify this a little bit
Yeah.
so I know. Retarget people who.
What's the name of your PDF?
How to become an Arduino master.
Yeah, I think we need to work on that title too. How to become.
You think so? Because that, I'm telling you, that kills it.
Honestly, if it kills it, it kills it. Yeah, I was just thinking for the last word, the master part, where I'm thinking like, if I'm at the top of the funnel and I want to tinker with electronics, do I care to become an Arduino master? I'm like, I guess if I understand what an Arduino is, and I understand that it's like a life or death situation for me to know Arduino, then yeah, for sure I would want to become a master. So I think that the key is in, if you can get them to understand that at the top of the funnel, but that's where I think where it's creating a little bit of dissonance for me, because if you were to to start with just the video to warm them up, which was what we were doing at some point, then they understand what the Arduino is, and then it does make sense for them to want to become an Arduino master. But if they don't know what an Arduino is, they don't care to become an Arduino master.
See, but that's definitely where there is a disconnect, because yeah, again, I right now I don't want the people who don't know what an Arduino is. I want the people who know what electronics are, because that higher band up is just too much. It's a lot of me having to educate before them coming down, because they may not even know how to solder. They may not. There's so much that goes into it that you just got to know that they have to have at least heard of Arduino, right? Maybe they don't know what it is exactly, but as soon as they see it, they'll go, oh.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're not like ignorant about it, but they don't fully understand like what it is, like what it actually does. Like they don't, because they're not using it right now. They just might have heard about it. Yeah, like for sure, we do want people that that already know how to saw and all these different things, because yeah, without that, then it's like back to square one, buddy.
Right.
Like, yeah, I definitely get that. But I think that that education, that basically that shift, right, between, okay, I understand that I need it, versus I understand that it's an option or it's something out there. That gap is what you need to fill at the top of the funnel for that to make sense to become an Arduino master. You know what I'm saying? Like if you aren't able with one piece of content to give them the epiphany of like, becoming from like, oh, it's just a name out there that I've heard, to like, oh my God, I need to become an Arduino master with one piece of content, then I think that it should be, you know what I'm saying?
Because like, let's go down the route of just abandoning the name and stuff just for a moment, because then I have to change the website, the document.
No, it would only be the title of the PDF. Everything else it's fine. It's just the call to action for them in their minds to understand. Like once they're in the PDF, whatever, like that's what the PDF does. Like the PDF gives them that, but it's just for them to take action on it. So like just the headline. You know what I'm saying? Like just literally just the headline. So instead
just in the ad, because
in the ad,
because the landing page is like how to become an Arduino master.
Oh no, it would have to be the landing page, the headline of the landing page and the headline of the ad. Everything else could be like, once they opt in, they opt in. Like we're good. They just got pixel. They're in the thank you page, golden. Like from there on, no problem. But it's just so that they understand. So they click a little bit easier, because again, like I just think that people are having a hard time understand why it's relevant to them to become an Arduino master, when in their minds the Arduino is just something they've heard of here and there, or that maybe have spent 5 minutes thinking about it max, right?
Yeah, I mean, all right. So maybe I have to.
Just the headline, yeah, like definitely not. No. Like what you're talking is a whole like revamp. Like you do not need that. It's just literally for them to click and to opt in.
All right, then let me just show you this, because this.
Yes, show me. Yeah, and I think that's what the most of the tension might be between, of why it's even hard for us to kind of put, is this middle or is this top? Like we're obviously very clear on the bottom one, like it's right. Go buy it,
right?
But we just don't understand, like, should we warm them up and get them to understand something first before we send them to the PDF on the middle, or should we send them to the PDF right after, like right away, and then just retarget in the middle? That I think it literally directly impacts on the headline of your lead magnet and the headline of your landing page, of like your opt-in.
Okay, so this is the opt-in. Actually, I forgot what it said up here. So
hold on. Yes, 5 secret tips to become an Arduino master. Okay, I love the 5 secret tips. That definitely stays. The becoming an Arduino master, it's awesome for people that already understand what the Arduino is. Now, if you give them the epiphany in your in the ad that sends them to this page that basically says, guys, what I had to realize in my life is that me not just knowing Arduino or knowing about Arduino, but becoming an Arduino master was like the like, you know, what do you call it, the stick that broke the camel's back.
Hmm.
Then people will be like, yeah, okay, got it, I need to become an Arduino master too. That's what has been missing. Let me start with these 5 secrets. Do you think that's possible to give in like, do you think these people that have just heard about the Arduino, like you said, they know how to solve, they get it, but they don't fully know yet what it does?
I'm trying to formulate like a cohesive story at the top level then,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm,
I mean, I can spin it such that the top is really um, maybe this is the wrong thing to lead with then. So maybe more along the lines of like, I used to tinker at home, but it was difficult.
mm-hmm,
But it was expensive. It was hard to do.
mm-hmm. Took a lot of your time.
Took a lot of time,
Mm-hmm, yeah,
and
time.
See,
Time and money. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, you're in the right track.
I don't know. As compared to now, like if I could redo my childhood, I would have done it with Arduino. I don't know how to I don't know how to do this.
But you know what? Leave this one, because remember, like we're probably gonna have eventually like 30 ads on each one.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
as you go, right? So just definitely leave the one you have. I think it's a great. It's one great angle that could get you a lot of opt-ins at a really good price. So definitely leave that. And then,
okay.
but yeah, like I think the main like gold, like the main like bullseye one, I think really is on what we're exploring right now with because remember, like everything is belief, right? You just gotta, like, you don't need to convince them and show them everything that they're doing or can do in that first ad. No, 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 you only need to convince them that they need to become an Arduino master. That's all you need to do. You can convince them with a good story, with a good ad, that, oh my gosh, I need to become an Arduino master, like, or like, man, maybe the reason I'm failing is because I never, you know, even shoot to become an Arduino master. I was just like an
Right,
electronics master, but I gotta be an Arduino master. Shit,
right.
right?
Um,
Some it's just that. Yeah, if you can find something.
let's see. That's the
Mm-hmm.
add copy to.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, I think your story of the learned helplessness and the visual, like, I think that's still really, really powerful. You could definitely open or lead with that, and then basically make a connection, something along the lines of, hey, listen, the same way how I realized that, it wasn't that I was the problem, or it wasn't that, I had a problem learning. It was that I was never taught the right way. The same way you have not been taught the right way, right? And then they're like, oh, maybe that's true. And it's like, maybe like you've been, you know, playing too long with the breadboard, or you've just read a little bit about the Arduino, but it's time to not just know about the Arduino, it's time to become a master at it, my friend. If you're ready to take that next level, if you're ready to, I'm saying, like, take that next step, you need to become an Arduino master. You need to take this seriously. Warning, this is only for people that are serious about this. Warning, it could be used for evil. So if you want to become an Arduino master, make sure you sign the waiver type of thing. All of that's
Actually,
really good. Mm-hmm.
you know what? Let me ask you a question about that. So my previous coach, he had said something about like if you use words or tone in your copy, which invokes negativity,
Mm-hmm.
that Facebook kind of dings you for that. Is that true?
If it's wrapped in a story, no. If it's just very direct, then yeah, because Facebook sees it more in like context, right? If you have like like a very negative type of ad, yeah, of course, like you might not even pass with these days how harsh it is,
Okay.
But if it's like, next to I, or next to like, yeah, like you're just talking about yourself, then it's like Facebook's like, yeah, like that's your story, bro. Like we're no one to censor your story. You just can't tell people to do this, or you're this, or
Right. Okay.
hmm
Maybe.
yeah, that's why, again, stories is what makes us cross to the other side. Like it's a bridge. Because right now, what do they want to become? Just like an electronics master?
From what I'm getting from all of the people that are in my group,
Mm-hmm.
most are just really curious about Arduino, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they just want to get started with it.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a far smaller percentage of people who are like me.
Exactly, man. And I think that's what it is. That's why I think that title, instead of becoming an Arduino master, I think it should be like 5 secret tips. Here, go back to the headline.
Yeah.
5 secret tips to getting started with Arduino.
Okay. So it would like just changing this.
Just change that, man. And the ad, obviously, so it's like congruent. Yeah, to getting started. Exactly, because that's the thing, right? Like they don't care to be a master just yet. They just want to get started. Only a few selected ones would be the ones that are like, you know what, Guido, like I want to be like you exactly. Not just electronics, not just you as the Yoda. Like I want to be Yoda.
Right.
Like it's a different, concept. One that just wants to, understand how to be part of the crew, and another one that wants to become a Jedi. Like completely different
Right.
levels
Right,
of commitment, right? Mm-hmm.
Right.
And most people don't care to be a Jedi. They don't have it in them to be a Jedi. They just have in them to, hey, just give me a gun. I'll fight by your side. I'll be like in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a totally different level.
Totally different level.
Like the reason why Arduino Master I think worked so well is because it like invoked this I don't like almost martial arts kind of like
yes
imagery.
Yes. And I think it did that for a lot of people that that actually do want to become Jedis, that actually are like, oh, like, and it invoked that same feeling, and you sweep that a lot of sales that were at the top level, like the
Right.
very mature Apple. But now we're trying to go for the ones that are a little greener, and we gotta give them that, like, hey, it's okay, here's just one spoon, it's just one spoon, and then I'll see you tomorrow for the next spoon, like,
Right,
like just little by little, like, exactly. They don't care to be a master, so a lot of them might be like, I don't care to be a master, I just want to get started. So 5 secret tips to get started with Arduino, or to get in. If you could insert something that's like more about like
punchier.
a little puncher, like not just getting started, but like kind of like making it do what you want, or like like something that gives them some of the that's fun, like to just start with.
Gotcha.
Like,
all right, so some more Guidoism, colorful writing.
Yeah, colorful writing. Yes, something to do. And again, think of our main 2 things, right? Empowerment. And
right.
what was the second one?
It was empowerment and creativity.
And creativity. Exactly. At this point, that's exactly the 2 things they need. They need empowerment, which that's why the learn helplessness story is amazing, because it gives them that sense of like, yep, that's why I was failing too, so it's not me the problem, and boom, that boosts their confidence. It gives them empowerment in themselves. And then the creativity piece, which is the whole like tinker with electronics, that you always want to be a creator and you want to get started with this, and right, like that's kind of more hopeful of like, hey, like become a creator.
Okay, so then this initial part is actually not very. Add copy to make this design. That's just right. So then this is not actually
not
relevant.
Anymore. Yeah, exactly. We were exploring that option like at first, but then we realized that no, we need to just kind of give them a little bit less,
Right. Okay. So change copy on landing page.
Because your PDF is pretty solid. Like you do build a lot on like why they actually need the Arduino, and they not only can get started with it, but they can understand like in depth, which is great. A PDF should do that. Should give
Right.
them not just give them what they need and want, but a little bit over, so they're overwhelmed enough to say, okay, what's the next step?
Right.
What's the
right.
next step? Right.
So add copy here. What did we say? Just like, let's see.
You could literally also do something like, 5 secret tips to saving money and time with Arduino or something like that. Because a lot of them, that's one of the objections. Like again, you can play with these headlines. I mean, you can split test, according to the different ads or whatever that you want to do. I would maybe even start with that split test with like a couple of headlines, and then once then you bring all your other creatives with the same headline.
Actually, you know what? Sorry, just something popped in my head. So
Yeah,
that guy
do it right now.
who blatantly ripped off my product. He you know what? Honestly, he did a good job at refining my idea. So
Good. Yeah, sometimes when we're able to put our pride aside and just like take it in, like sometimes we realize, yeah, you know what? There's room for improvement. Great.
he said something there which is at the top of like what people want. What was this thing? Oh, he said, I finally have time. I finally have, and he actually quantified it, which was interesting. I finally have a half hour to learn about Arduino.
That's perfect. Yeah, so like testimonials, for example, would be something I would for sure put at the middle of the funnel. Like all those little features, that would be amazing. Yeah, testimonials you could put. Yeah. Perfect. No, this is making so much sense. You're gonna kill it, bro. You're gonna kill it. Yeah, because it's like the first one gets them to download the PDF, and you should be back at your 40-50% that you were converting. Once you kind of refine that headline, or again, headlines can change, man. Like they're like movable. They might work for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you probably need to refresh that headline to something different.
Right, which is okay. Yeah.
Which is totally cool. Yeah, it's part of the creative process. But now you know that the first one is PDF, the second one is testimonials, maybe more about your story. You can have like a one heart to heart where you literally just share the story, and that could be just a retargeting of 2-3 minutes. Like stuff like that's good.
Okay, so this one would be. All right, so that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, because it was definitely disjointed just because I didn't.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, it honestly took me a while to like see it too, because a part of me was seeing the numbers that like, yeah, you obviously are converting, and another part of me is like, but the ads are dying too.
Right.
So kind of understanding what it is, and as we've been breaking it down, I realized, yeah, even though a lot of people do want to become an Arduino master, it will only be exclusive to the people that understand what the Arduino is, which probably are most of the people you already have sales, and that's what we need to change it, because it worked for a while. Now
so it's actually one level up, but within the people who at least understand electronics, not one level up from there, which is like a shit.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Our parting point is for sure people that already know how to solve, people that already know and have heard about it, because without it, it's such a huge learning curve. Like that's like a whole ball game.
Yeah, that's
even teach someone like, listen, this is how you saw, this is how you do this is how you do that. It's like,
right.
No, back to the school. So this is for people that get that part, but they just don't. They just heard about it. They just
Yeah, so maybe even something like, heard of Arduino.
Exactly.
So I'll put that as
exactly, just like headlines that invoke curiosity on knowing more about the Arduino, because in their minds, this is what they gotta know, or be telling themselves in their minds. They gotta be like, have I been missing out?
Right.
I've been missing out all along. Crap. That explains why maybe a lot of my projects have failed or have taken me way longer, to the point that I didn't even enjoy it.
Right.
and then they're like, yeah, let me download this PDF, right? But now it's not like, hey, you want to become a master? They're like, master what, buddy? I'm just trying to get started.
Right.
I'm sucking balls with electronics right now.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, this is starting to come together. This is great.
So now, so is that enough on the first part, top funnel?
Well, at least enough for now. Just for me to know that you understand that point. You can keep elaborating on it,
Yeah.
throughout the week. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So let's touch on the middle. What's a good story that you think will be, besides the Orbis, of course, that could build rapport? Okay. So obviously they've already downloaded the PDF. They understand some things. You already gave them some value. The next step, like you can get a bit more personal. You can get a bit more, sentimental on the middle. It won't be frowned upon at this point because you've already established a handshake per se with your PDF. Right, so you can go a little bit into your story. So what's a story that could help them connect with you, specifically with you, that you feel comfortable in just sharing, being like, guys, this is who I am. Like so what,
Right.
Like we all go through shit, guys.
Right.
Wake up. No one has to figure it out.
I'm honestly not sure.
Would you be comfortable sharing here a little bit about your uncle, or a little bit about like kind of like the childhood or that got you into electronics, like that story about your
my uncle? Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Yeah, so that's a great one.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, the one where you were, he just brought that radio kit and you were like, my goodness gracious, what's that, like work of art?
Right. Crystal Radio Kit.
Yes.
Getting started
with
electronics.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Exactly. That's great. This isn't. Oh, you know what I do? I press Alt and then Enter at the same time, and that throws it to the bottom.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Should have told you that.
Because that's awesome. I didn't know that. Okay, cool,
man. Actually, I just realized it's 2:50 and I gotta get ready for my no, it's all good. It's all good. I wanted to make sure that before kind of went ahead this week, that you could just keep filling this out, because like next week we're actually gonna go and like select like the hero ones that you'll start like running soon.
Okay.
So make sure you just kind of elaborate, like give me more headlines, more of the stories, like just build on it. Give me like 3 to 5 on each column.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I think we had a almost like a breakthrough, I would say, with this call, because just understanding that like where we needed to change what headline and where we needed to use what ad, and having it all in one page. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And this will be good because, like I said, I don't get my parts in until November. First week of November. So
perfect. Yeah, it gives you like 2 weeks of just like boom, 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 like getting it all fleshed out. Like, because the next step is like actually writing the copy, and now I'll like go into your copy and like clean it and polish it.
Right. Right.
So that literally by the time parts come first, second week of November, you already have your campaign set up, the new copy, the new thing, and then turn it on and see what happens,
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic, man, because now it's like holistic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about the products, not just about the benefits. Now it's like Guido is there, stories are there, like, empowerment, external, internal, like now it's like a rich like ad campaign that touches on many levels of the person, not just in the immediate like usage of the product.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll show you throughout the week.
Yeah. Send it to me like you always do. I'll check it out, and I think you'll get a lot of clarity where to use what ad, and just fill it out. Like picture yourself going through it like you were like walking down this road, from like top of the funnel like that. Like imagine you're like walking down this road and you're seeing this like living billboards, or like a person that comes and tells you a little bit of the story. Like, would you keep walking to the next like stop? or would you just be kind of confused and stay in that, talking to that person, be like, I don't even know if I should go on to the next one, right?
Right.
Just imagine it that way. I think that will help you a lot too.
Okay, cool.
Cool, man.
Very good.
Awesome. I will
All right,
send you this video soon, and I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you.
Cool, my friend. Take it easy.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.